Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old-fashioned rogue mage, and today we're going to be talking about a build that's all based around thick as thieves. Now I call it tricks. It gives your teammate 15% more damage. This is a build made for tricks, and you'll see the amount of burst damage you can give a teammate is pretty insane. Um, you'll see right here, like with tricks, he has 15% more damage for like seven or 8 seconds. So we both are just doing a ton of damage. So here we cheap shot, we blind, we swap. Off that blind, he can sheep him, or we can reset. Yep. Okay, so we get DR sheep, and that's pretty much our go. I shadow weed on the Mistweaver to just farm combo points because I don't have Shadow Dance, and we need a Shadow Dance. So here we vanish before the Pharaoh can do anything, and we have tricks coming back up again. We're gonna put up a rupture, just extra damage. He does get the kick. We gotta wait for the DR on the Mistweaver before we can do everything. So we're just waiting. We're waiting. Cheap shot. Cheap shot. We're not going to AoE anything. And then we take him out. And that's pretty much all it is, to it. So I have the macro down below of not only the build, but the macro for thick as thieves. You don't have to target anybody. You just have to put their name in the focus where it says focus. And, that's it. That's all you got to do. And, this build is really good when you're sure you lose out on a little bit of damage, but at the same time you're giving your team, you're just helping out way more as a teammate, because sometimes you're missing that extra dam, and that is the extra damage that you need. It's like nobody actually gets a flag off anyway without it instantly getting bopped or something anyway, so it's like whatever. So here we get a okay opener. We didn't get oh yeah, we got trinket and we got orb. I blind here, we swap to the hunter, he's gonna trinket, and this is just the power of, burst damage out of both of our classes. Because, like, if they don't trade accordingly on our CDs, and a lot of people don't know how to trade. If, like, the moment I click Blades, he should have clicked automatically, instantly. Instead, we end up getting all their cooldowns because they traded so late that they had to do everything. So at this point, we're waiting until the kidney shot DR on the hunter is gone. Because you don't just want to go because it's DR. You gotta wait for the DR to come off. So here, boom, kidney shot, cheap shot. He can sheep off that on the healer. Nice, he gets it. And we're just doing tons of damage to the hunter here back here. We still have another DR sheep, and we have a DB. It was over for him. And that's pretty much all there is to it. This build is actually easier, I'd say, because you don't have to worry so much about flag. It's like the regular secret tech build, but you're getting tricks, which is thieves as just tricks. I'm gonna call it tricks. I'm not. But yeah, it's PvP talent. You need it as the PvP talent, and you need it as the build. So if you're playing my build, it's so much better than running anything else, because like you're getting a ton more damage, especially in twos, maybe threes. It's a little bit different, but in 2v2 arena, it's just such good. You can use it on your healers for them to do more damage, like Disc Priest, Dev Evokers, H-Pals, stuff like that. So here we Shadowy Duel on just a perfect court. The reason we cloak and Shadowy Duel is to instantly stop the coil, because he's going to coil us if we Shadowy Duel. So on that Shadowy Duel, we instantly cloak, so we can't do a single thing. And this is really the power of tricks. And again, this is like the main part of the build. We're going to start the enhance, and then we're going to swap the rest of the... We're going to get CDs out of the enhance first, and then swap, and he's going to Ring of Frost around it. So here, I'm going to let him start hitting him a little bit. He's getting his burst off. At this point, we're going to cheap shot in here in a second, and we're going to bomb. So cheap, bomb. We're going to go right back, keep doing a ton of damage, dead. Goodbye. And then we instantly kill the druid. Boom. And that mage did a ton of damage, by the way. Like, he did a lot. Again, Trick makes you do so much more damage. And, we're super bursty specs, so people that don't trade instantly, we can easily take them, we can easily take just win, I guess. But yeah, so we cheap shot the healer, we kidney shot the druid. You can cheap shot the druid if you want, if you don't have enough combo points. But this is pretty much your ideal opener. So we get a sheep off the stun. We're getting survival instincts and skin. I'm gonna blind the healer when I can. So I'm gonna blind him. And I'm gonna shadowy duel. So we shadowy duel. He got the lay on hands right before I shadowy dueled. Otherwise, we would have won the game. It is what it is, and it's not the end of the world, because we get bubble for it anyway. and we also get sacked. So at this point, we just have to survive. Frost Mage, it's gonna be better overall because Arcane dies really quick. You got one block, one alter time. Just Frost Mage, you just feel like you have more utility to work with. But we sap the Feral Druid, even if he has Bleed, just to stop him from attacking. My guy's gonna knock then sheep him again, and at this point we need to win the game. I give him tricks, and you'll see with that extra tricks, we got a ton of dam. And that's pretty much all there is to it. For the next clip, Mistweaver Feral Druid. Now, we usually open the Mistweaver and then we'll swap the Feral. It really just depends. But you'll see here, we actually win in a kick. So this guy decides to free cast because he thought he was fine. But he didn't know I had tricks coming up. Actually, I don't even know if I clicked it. No, I did, yeah. This is all the big damage. So he gets kicked and he dies 90-0 because we caught him out of form. And he didn't have skin, I don't think. So thankfully, if this Mistweaver didn't get kicked, then we probably would have lost. We did have block. Actually, no, we were probably still fine. We probably still have one more go before we lost. Rogue Mage versus Rogue Mage. Now, Frost Rogue Mage should beat Arcane Rogue Mage because obviously the utility, but it never comes down to the mages. It very rarely ever does. If it's super, even if it's in the same mage, it wouldn't matter that much. It's mage versus mage and it's rogue versus rogue. Because whoever opens worse loses. So if he opens on me and gets my trinket and then vanishes and waits to the next go, we lose. But if we can somehow bait, them to come out and we get their trinket before they get mine, or we trade each other's trinket, that's also fine. You just don't want to get open on trinket and then not get anything from the other rogue. So you'll see that we're like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to open on the mage. And this rogue's mistake was not instantly being closer to his mage and not like blinding my trinket, cheap shotting me, something to stop me. So here I vanish before the rogue can get to me. We instantly open on the rogue, we get his trinket, we're going to trade trinket just to keep pumping damage. We're not going to let him restealth, so we disarm. We're gonna blades him. I saw where he was gonna go before he went in stealth. We're gonna step vanish to get them. So every time you vanish, you shadow strike. It's like a shadow step. And now we have a rupture behind his evasion. At this point, we're waiting for the DR. We're gonna immediately get him out again, and then kidney shot. At this point, the game's pretty much over for them. As you can see, the mages are 1v1ing each other, and then me and my teammate are, me and this rogue are 1v1ing. And that's pretty much, again, all it comes down to. My mage didn't do anything other than with the mage, and the other mage didn't do anything either. It's all down to rogue versus rogue. That's all. That's just all it comes down to. So here we end up taking them out. Next game, Hunter and Mistweaver. I like to open the Mistweaver here and then swap to the Hunter. Because sometimes with Mistweavers, you can get a ton of cooldown. So here we pre-sap so we can't just port. And I end up getting this guy out anyway. So we bomb him. And we start the Hunter here. Which is honestly not bad since we, he was already in stealth. So now we can swap to the Mistweaver. We're using a bunch of damage. We cloak so we can't do anything. Again, my damage by itself isn't good. Or it's not great. But my mage's damage, once he can actually get it off, he does a ton of damage. So, we have tricks coming back up again. We can get ready to do a setup soon. We just gotta wait for the DRs here. I'm not even paying attention to the DR. I think, we open on the Hunter here. I can blind off the Mistweaver, or I can kidney shot. I'll probably kidney shot first since they're so close. So we kidney shot, we blind his trinket. Unfortunately, it was a bad blind, but at the same time, it stopped them from doing anything. We should have hold blind because they were a little bit too close, and it's not possible not to. Like, it's always gonna break then. But here, I thought we would have killed the Mistweaver, but he actually got away. This is why Racial as a Night Elf is so good because I had that one extra vanish, and here we stun and we get the beautiful setup, which we would have lost the game if we didn't win right there. Next clip, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be, what are we watching here? It's going to be Priest Rogue. Again, you want the Rogue to open first, and then you want to basically, we actually get the sap on the Rogue, so we use a sap macro, we open on the Rogue, we're going to kidney duel. The reason we doled there is because I didn't want my mage to waste cooldowns on a PS, because look what happened now. So he's CCing this guy, he thought PS since he was fine, but we end up just doing that. The Rogue didn't click a single cooldown, and that's why the duel was good, because while he's still thinking that he's perfectly fine, in reality, we're getting him down to like 60% and taking him out. So here we open on the H-Pow here, and then we're going to swap to the Feral. So here he rings, we swap to the Feral, and we put tricks on, and as you can see, another shadowy duel, and then we get him right before he can do anything. Boom. So he trinketed into a restun. And as you can see, I'm almost dead. So he almost killed me just in that opener go, just like we did him. But thankfully, you know, he wasted his trinket and we ended up taking him out. Another Feral HPL. Now, Ferals just have a really hard time keeping up, even though Ferals should easily beat mages. There's only one thing you have to do as a Feral Druid to beat us, bear form, and that's it. Like, if you pre-bear goes, you're not going to die. But thankfully, we catch him out of form every time, and we do it just like this. So we restun him, Shadowy Duel him, restun him again, and now he has a full Shadowy Duel, and that's full GG's. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I sell gold carries and coaching. Hit me up for more. My community Discord down below, but that's pretty much it.